Okay. We'll wait for a couple people to join in, but good morning, everyone. Happy Monday. I hope that you had a wonderful Mother's Day weekend. I hope you were able to celebrate with family, whether that be virtually or in person. We have a very special guest today, and I am going to bring her in now. I think we all need some good recipes in our life, maybe some superfood inspired recipes. And I know just the woman who will be able to help us out with that. And let me bring her in. Dun, da, da, da. Leticia Moreinos is in the house. How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I am so good. It's so weird not being able to do our normal kitchen segments together, but I'm happy that we're able to connect virtually in this way. And it looks like you are in your kitchen as well.
I am. I am in my kitchen and I miss you guys, and it's nice to do this.
We miss you too. So, very quickly, before we get started, what have you been up to since everyone started working from home, and what has the transition been like for you?
It's been a little hard, I have to say, but I think that I've been, I was anchored in cooking before,
Mhm.
and I think that it's even stronger now.
Yeah.
I've been teaching a lot of cooking classes virtually. I think that in this new era of virtual learning, cooking classes, all of a sudden, everybody needs to cook at home, like many meals a day.
Yeah.
So in a way, it has been good. It's been keeping me very, very busy.
I love that. That's awesome. And you have a wonderful cookbook that you often bring recipes off of from our show. Tell us a little bit more about that book. What inspired you to create it? If people have not seen you on our show before and are curious about the superfoods that we need to incorporate into our lives.
Yeah, so this is my cookbook, Latin Superfoods. We've been working on it and cooking from it. I love the segments that we do, and yeah, it's been such a joy. I think that before this whole thing happened, um, we were all already very aware of the importance of eating healthy.
Right.
And I think that now health is becoming even more prevalent, prevention and
Mhm.
superfoods and, eating at home. Um, I have always been a huge advocate for making meals at home. When we eat a lot of takeout, that's not very good. We don't have a lot of control
Right.
of what goes into your body. So all of a sudden this pandemic has brought home cooking you know to the surface.
Absolutely. And it also probably draws attention to how much we're eating out. So if anything, this is a good reminder for us to maybe kind of recenter and see the ways in which we can incorporate good food into our lives. So what are you going to be making for us today in your kitchen?
So today we're going to be making a pasta with zucchini. Zucchini is our
Ooh.
food today. Zucchini with pistachios and goat cheese. It's a
Yeah.
very simple dish. And I
Okay.
find that these days, because of everything that's going on, it's we have to be able to eat a little bit more frugal style, right? And
Mhm.
recycle everything that we have. So whenever, for example, I have a vegetable, I try to make, interesting recipes with
Right.
vegetables, and then you incorporate, a little bit of nut, a little bit of some kind of cheese, and all of a sudden you have an interesting recipe. So today we're going to do this pasta with zucchini and pistachios and goat cheese.
Yum. Well, let's get started. Where do we begin? What
Let's get
ingredients do we
started.
need?
Okay, so I have here a little bit of my pasta. I'm using this kind of like a um, curl pasta.
Ooh,
It's
yeah.
right. How do
Okay.
you call this? I forgot the name of it. It's not
No.
pinning.
Is it ziti?
Like yeah, yeah.
Ziti? Okay.
No, it's not ziti. Ziti. It's not ziti. I forgot the name of the.
Oh, is it rotini?
Yes, thank you. Thank you
One
for
point for me.
that
Okay.
name here. Yeah, rotini. So let's go over here. I actually have, look how I'm doing this, Taylor. This is kind of like I've been doing in my in my virtual cooking classes, but
I love it.
I take the that, like, I put the phone on a little tripod, and then
Yes.
I take it, and then I can turn let me see if I can do this. And you tell me if you can see what's going on in the pan.
I
Correct?
can, yes, that's perfect.
Does it? Can you, let me see if this is better. No, this
No, that
is
one,
better.
yep, that angle
Yep.
is fantastic.
Okay. So what we're going to do here is we're going to add a little bit of olive oil. Then we are going to add some shallots.
Okay.
Or you can also add onions or scallions, as long as you have some flavoring. So I have chopped shallots here. Taylor, tell me if you like this better. No, this is better, right?
That one is better for sure. That way we can see all the yummy ingredients. So we're putting some shallots in.
So we're going to do some shallots. And then we're going to season with a little bit of salt and pepper.
Okay.
I like to season as we go along. I never wait until the end of a meal to season the dish.
Okay.
I think that's something that I don't remember if we've been talking about that in our cooking segments, but I think it's so important. You don't wait until the very end.
Right. I think people often do that though. So it's a good reminder so should you be seasoning as you go?
As you go.
Okay.
That's pretty much the bottom line. So we have here some shallots. Then we're going to add some zucchini that I have here. I'm going to just add a little bit by eye. And some rotini.
Yum.
And then, Taylor, every time that I cook pasta,
yep,
I try to save some of the pasta water.
Oh, that's smart. Is that for the
right? It's a way for you to flavor everything together with a natural way. So over here, I have. Let me see if I can show you. I have some pasta water over here that I saved. Let me saute this a little bit.
A little bit.
Then we add just a little to moisten up everything. I'll season a little bit more.
Okay.
With salt and pepper, just a little bit. And you always want to make sure that there's enough moisture in the pan to coat all of the ingredients together. You don't want to look dry, so if need be, add a little bit more of the pasta water. And if you don't have pasta water, by the way, feel free to add simple water. Even that will do. Or perhaps some chicken stock or vegetable stock, but any liquid. And of course, the more flavor there is in the liquid, the better.
And what temperature should you have it cooking on right now? Is it like high?
Yeah, right now I have this on like medium heat.
Okay.
So basically, then let's turn this to very low so that we can prepare our pistachios. I'll just chop. Let me see if I can turn. Okay, can you see my cutting board?
Yes, that's perfect. Yeah, I love how you're like, I'm the pro. You are totally the pro at this. You've been giving us a 360 tour of your kitchen. Look at this.
That's how I've been teaching my cooking classes. It's amazing how this little tripod allows you to turn the camera into the pan and the cutting board, and all of a sudden it's like, okay, it works.
Okay. Now, why did you decide to incorporate pistachios into this dish?
So I find that when you add a nut, it can be any type of nut. You add like the crunch element that I think it's so important. And the same thing with the cheese. So let me get the cheese. Give me 1 second.
Okay.
And we can even add a little bit of herbs as well. Let me chop here some herbs. I have some cilantro and some parsley.
Okay.
So I have over here, and I'm going to just chop that.
Perfect. That helps to add a little bit of color to the dish.
Exactly. Exactly. So let me turn that back. Okay, here I am again. So let's get the pan.
Okay.
And then we're going to mix the pistachios and the goat cheese on the plate.
Okay.
You can mix it into the pan, but I find that because you don't want the goat cheese to melt,
Right.
once you put it on the plate, let me turn the camera again. Hold on,
Mhm.
I want you to see what I'm doing. So it's a lot of turning. Hold on. Okay. So let's go. Zucchini pasta, some of the broth, like this juice here that's in the pan.
It looks so good.
By the way, I don't know if we have time, Taylor. You tell me.
Mhm.
But I am prepared here. If you want, I can also show another recipe because it's something that I prepared last night for Mother's Day to my family.
Ooh, okay.
And so you tell me how are we doing on time. So I have some goat cheese.
Oh my gosh, that looks so good. Love that.
Look at this, very simple, and a delicious, yummy meal. And
And
so
it's great because we all love pasta, but I think this is a great way to incorporate some veggies in, so that you've got a well-balanced meal.
There you go.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So we might have time for another recipe. We have about 10 minutes, I think, left. So if you think you can do it in 10 minutes, then let's do it. I'd love to see what you came up with.
Let's do it. I have it all here. So let me just change my cutting board.
Okay.
So the other one that we're gonna do, let's do a pasta with salmon and lemon butter. It's also very, very easy. So I have here a little another pan. I'm gonna put it here. We're gonna do it's so similar in the technique sense. We're going to saute some shallots here. A little bit more shallots over here. While this is cooking, I'm going to let me turn. So look at this. Like I try now, Taylor, to use every bit of leftover food that I have.
Absolutely. And what do we have here?
So we have some salmon in this container.
Sure. Can you just chop it up a little bit?
Chop it up just like that.
Okay.
And in the meantime, I'm gonna juice, and actually I'm gonna zest first. I think it will be nice.
Okay.
If we get some of this zest of the lime. If you have lemon or lime, that'll be good.
Perfect.
And I'm gonna add the zest to the shallots. Have you been cooking more during the quarantine?
I have been trying to. I've been baking a lot more, I think, than I have actually cooking legitimate meals. Like I've been baking a lot of banana bread and stuff like that. Although I found a really good recipe for zucchini bread, which I think I would love to try. Now I might. Although I am such a huge pasta fan, but I like never put anything in it. So I feel like incorporating some zucchini, like you did, or maybe just another veggie, would be really fun, and it would kind of switch it up a little bit.
I actually hear that a lot of people are baking more. Maybe there's something, right? Maybe there's something that's comforting in baking.
Yeah. Well, I think in addition to it being comforting, I think a lot of people feel like they never have the time to do it, whether that be they're baking like, desserts of some sort, or even just like bread. I know that I talk about this all the time. There was some like New York Times article. People are just buying flour so frequently that it's not on the shelves anymore. Yeast is gone too, because everybody just decided that they want to become a baker now that they're home. And I don't blame them. I mean, it's fun, but.
Yes, I agree. And I've been trying to do some baking as well with my kids. I think it's lovely. I mean, I try to, because I'm so into healthy cooking, I try to stay away from baking. But nowadays, during the quarantine, I'm like, no, I need
You need it. You need it. Although you have done some really fun recipes in terms of like healthy type of desserts on the show before. So there are ways that you can still get that baking experience, but making
Right.
sure that it's healthy. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So let me show you what I have going on in the pan because it's
Okay.
actually very cool. I have here, I'm going to juice this lime. I
Okay.
think that just about half a lime will be good. I
Mhm.
put the zest with the shallot.
Ooh, yum.
The telephone is ringing.
You're a popular person, of course. And you said that this recipe in particular, did you make this last night for Mother's Day?
I made this last night.
I love that. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Now, why are you cooking on Mother's Day? They should be cooking for you.
Right? I think so too. But they kind of like gave me like this whole spiel that I cook better than they do and they help me clean.
That's, you know what? Okay, I appreciate that then. At least they help.
So over here I have, let's see if you can see what's in the pan.
Mm-hmm.
The rotini, the salmon, the shallots.
Yeah.
I added a little bit of the same pasta water that we added to the other dish. And let me just add a little bit of herbs into this dish. And then we finish with the lime juice.
Ooh,
just a dash.
I love that.
And then we can put in a plate just like that.
Woo, look at that.
Look at this.
And that is taking full advantage of your kitchen too. Leftovers that you might have, like those are such good recipes. Oh my gosh, I'm so hungry now.
Which, by the way, Taylor, if you want the recipes, I can send them and we can share with the audience watching us.
Yeah, I would love
to the website.
So actually, we could probably. What I'll do after we finish this post, maybe I'll include, if you send me the recipes, I can include them right on the post so people can see them. Or would you like me to direct them to your website? Will you have a list of the recipes there?
I can put those recipes on my website. Absolutely.
Yeah, that would be great. But if people want more information about you, maybe about your cookbook, or just some like great superfood recipes that they should try to incorporate at home, where can they go?
They can go to chefleticia.com. That's my website. They can also follow me on social media at Leticia Moreinos Schwartz, or just go to Chef Leticia, and from there you can find all my information.
I love that. Let's see those two dishes again, because I think they deserve a little more praise.
They do.
So just to recap, if people are just joining in, tell us what you made for us.
So we made 2 pasta dishes using leftover pasta and leftover ingredients. I had some salmon that I did yesterday, and I had some zucchini. And so we did pasta with zucchini, goat cheese, and pistachios. And we did a salmon pasta with lime and cilantro.
My gosh, absolutely delicious. And that was really fast. Like these are easy recipes, right? The whole family can make it.
Yeah. Yeah. And so if people want to, like, there's a lot of, I'm getting a lot of this because everybody needs to cook at home.
Yeah.
I am getting a lot of requests for virtual cooking classes. So that has been very interesting as well.
And I'm sure that's probably a fun, like, activity that the family can do together. And if they reach out to you and they want to do a virtual class of some sort, like everyone can get involved. So that's really exciting.
And it really works. Like, I knew that was on the horizon. I never knew how it was going to work.
Yeah.
But the first time, like, I think that the first week into the pandemic, I got a request from a couple in Seattle, and they said, we want to do a cooking class with you. And I was like, oh my God, how is this going to work? But we put together everybody at the same time. So they get to show me with the camera what's going on in their pan, and I get to show them. And it's amazing how it actually works.
It's incredible. I love the ways in which we're all able to stay connected virtually during this time, and that we're all able to have these experiences together, even though we can't physically be together. So such fantastic recipes, a great way to start the Monday. And of course, it's always good to incorporate superfoods into your diet, right?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining me virtually. This was so much fun. And one more time for the couple people who just tuned in very recently, if they want more information about you, where can they go?
So they go to chefleticia.com.
Awesome. Thank you so much. These are delicious.
Thank you,
And
Kinzler.
once you send me the
Thank you.
recipe, I can include them on there as well and let people know how they can make that at home. So thank you so much. And we'll see you soon.
Yes, sounds good. Thanks for having me.
Bye.
Bye.